Rediscovering Gita for the Modern World by Shrikant Soman. Based on essays on Gita by Sri Aurobindo. Start of a new chapter 11. Works and Sacrifice. Continued from the previous episode 79, the Brahmic state, a reversal of worldly values. Current episode 80. Knowledge, works, and the impossibility of inaction. The Yoga of Intelligent Will, the Gita solution. The Gita synthesis, desireless works and self-control. Key takeaways. True perfection comes from desireless action, not inaction. The Gita argues that simply stopping physical work is not enough to achieve liberation, because our minds remain active. True freedom comes from doing work without desire or attachment to the results. Physical and mental actions are not the cause of bondage. The real cause of bondage is the mind's confusion caused by the three gunas, or qualities of nature. A person is not bound by their actions but by their attachment to them. Inaction is impossible. No one can remain without work, not even for a moment. All beings are forced to act by the modes of nature, Prakriti. This includes both physical and mental activities. The Gita synthesizes two paths to salvation. The Gita combines the path of knowledge, Sankhya, which suggests renouncing works, with the path of works, Yoga. It shows that true renunciation is an internal state of non-attachment, not the physical cessation of action. The yoga of intelligent will requires a calm and controlled mind. This yoga is about moving the will away from desire-driven actions towards a state of serene unity. It involves controlling the senses and using the mind and body for their proper purpose, all with non-attachment. The yoga of intelligent will. The Gita's teaching on the yoga of intelligent will is first introduced in the second chapter. It contains the core ideas of the Gita. These ideas include desireless work, equality, rejection of outward renunciation, and devotion to the divine. At this point, these concepts are not fully developed. The focus is on moving the will away from human activities driven by desire. This involves shifting from a restless, sense-driven mind to a state of calm and serene unity. Arjuna understands this. He is familiar with this teaching, which is the path of knowledge. This path involves renouncing life and work to achieve perfection. Knowledge is believed to come from an intelligence that withdraws from the senses, desire, and human action. It turns instead towards the actionless and serene Brahman. From this viewpoint, works are seen as the opposite of knowledge. They are believed to be born from desire and lead to bondage. Krishna seems to agree, saying that works are inferior to the yoga of intelligence. Yet, works are still insisted upon as part of this yoga. This seems contradictory to Arjuna. The contradiction is even greater because the works being asked of him are terrible. They include a bloody conflict and a giant massacre. Arjuna complains that he has been given a confusing and contradictory doctrine. He wants a single clear path to the supreme good. In response, the Gita begins to explain its doctrine of works more clearly. Knowledge and works. The teacher first distinguishes between two paths to salvation, the yoga of knowledge and the yoga of works. The yoga of knowledge is thought to require renouncing works. The yoga of works, on the other hand, accepts works as a means of salvation. Krishna does not yet fully merge these two paths. Instead, he shows that the physical renunciation of the Sankhyas is not the only nor the better way. The soul or Purusha must attain a state of actionlessness, Naiskarmya. This means rising above involvement in actions and instead watching over them serenely. This is not the same as the cessation of actions. It is therefore a mistake to think that this state can be achieved by not doing any action. Simple renunciation of works is not a sufficient means for salvation. Not by abstention from works does a man enjoy actionlessness, nor by mere renunciation of works does he attain to his perfection. The impossibility of inaction. Arjuna's concern is how one can act without becoming involved in those actions. He asks how he can fight without feeling he is the one fighting. And how can he do so without desiring victory or being affected by defeat? The Sankhyas teach that a person's intelligence gets entangled in egoism, ignorance and desire. This is what draws them to action. If the intelligence withdraws, action must cease. Therefore, giving up life and works is seen as a necessary part of liberation. The teacher immediately refutes this. He says that such renunciation is not even possible. For none stands even for a moment not doing work. Everyone is made to do action helplessly by the modes born of Prakriti. The Gita strongly emphasizes the constant action of cosmic energy. Man embodied in the natural world cannot cease from action even for a moment. Our very existence is an action. Maintaining our physical life is a journey of the body. This journey cannot be done without action. But even if a person could remain still like a tree, they would not be free from nature. This is because works karma also includes our mental existence. Our mental actions are a complex and important part of this restless energy. If we only stop physical actions, we have gained nothing. We still have the activity of our mind. The objects of the senses are only an occasion for our bondage. The mind's insistence on them is the real cause. A person may control their physical organs of action, but they gain nothing if their mind continues to dwell on sensory objects. Such a person has confused himself with false ideas of self-discipline. Physical and mental actions are not the cause of bondage. The real danger is the power of nature's three gunas to confuse the intelligence. If one is free from the bewilderment of the gunas, action can continue. It does not matter how large or violent the action is, the soul is not touched. The secret of perfection. The mind is the instrumental cause of our actions. Since inaction is impossible, the right way is a controlled action of the mind and body. The mind must control the senses. The organs of action must be used for their proper purpose, but this must be done as yoga. The essence of this self-control is non-attachment. It means doing works without clinging to the objects of the senses. It also means not clinging to the results of the works. The first secret of perfection is not complete inaction, which is impossible. It is instead to do desireless and unattached works. Krishna says, do action thus self-controlled. He clarifies that while the intelligence is greater than works, the opposite is true for inaction. He says action is greater than inaction. Knowledge does not mean giving up works. It means non-attachment to desire and a state of equality. It also means the intelligent will is poised in the soul. The soul is free from the lower workings of Prakriti. It controls the mind, senses, and body with self-knowledge. The yoga of the intelligent will is completed by the yoga of desireless works. Thus, the Gita establishes the need for desireless works. It joins the subjective practice of the Sankhyas with the practice of yoga.